Welcome to this edition of Coach's Corner. I'm Sand Springs leader, sports editor Shawn Hein, here with Coach Dustin Kinard. Coach,
how you doing, sir?
Joining us. Doing
Yes,
great, doing great. Going to talk a little bit about it. Been a busy week for the Sandites. I had the Highway 97 rivalry last week with Sapulpa, and then getting already into district play. So the season's kind of fast and furious right now.
Yes, sir. Like I was telling our boys Sunday afternoon when we meet for practice, is that preseason's over. Now we're 0-0, and here we go to district play. Yeah. So that's where we're at right now.
Definitely kind of a new season we're getting ready to start. We'll talk about that here in a minute. Let's kind of go back to the Sapulpa game. Sandites come out in the Highway 97 rivalry, get off to kind of a slow start, but have a great second half, but end up falling 49-32 to Sapulpa. Coach, obviously, quarterback Cody Hale, I talked about the great second half, threw for a school record 388 yards. You guys had over 300 yards of offense in that second half. Just seemed like, obviously, a little bit too big of a mountain to overcome.
Yeah, and we couldn't get a stop.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 17 points is not that big of a mountain to overcome when you got an offense like ours. But we got to get a stop. And we were obviously facing a great kid, Sam Gotch, the head coach's son from Sapulpa. And Sandites got to worry about the Sandites right now. We've got to find a way to stop turning the ball over. Penalties on the 1-foot line. Just self-inflicted mistakes. And we're a good ball team, just like I told my kids, but we've got to find a way to clean it up, stop making mistakes, and that's our big focus this week as we get ready for Booker T and homecoming.
Coach, you talked about that. Obviously, the explosive offense that the Sandites have. Talked about Hale's 388 yards passing. Jacob Sigmund, I think, had about 148 of those. You guys, it seemed like in that second half, as well as I've seen the passing game click so far this year.
Yep, and week one against Muskogee, we had a little more success running the ball. Didn't have very much success the last 2 weeks running the ball, so we just decided at halftime that we might just have to air it out and give ourselves a chance. And you've seen what Cody Hale can do. But then again, we still had a turnover and inside the 10-yard line, and we can't do that. We had a turnover going in, and we had a turnover coming out. And it'll get you beat every time. We had 3 turnovers. Sapulpa had 0. So you're going to lose a lot of games when you have 3 turnovers.
And turnovers have kind of been one of the big things through the first 3 games. I think
totally.
Yeah, they had about 9 or 10 turnovers, altogether. And so obviously that's been a point of focus. Now we kind of turn our focus to homecoming week, and more importantly, on the field, the start of District 6A1 play. The Sandites host Booker T. Washington. They had the Hornets last year. The Sandites went on the road, won 21-7, really kind of springboarded the way to the playoffs. Just talk a little bit about what the fans can expect with Booker T and what we can expect to see Friday night.
Well, Booker T is very fast, explosive. They have a Big 12 defensive end commit. They like to run the ball. They're going to try to take possession of the ball and not give you the ball. And I really expect them to try to do that Friday night to keep our offense off the field. Mm-hmm. But just like I told our boys, this is a huge game, the first district game, but it's will also help us determine who gets into the playoffs.
Yeah, you talked about that. I know we talked about that earlier this week. Last year, it was Sand Springs was the 3rd seed, Booker T was the 4th, and then next week's opponent, Bartlesville, just missed out, being that 5th seed. And a lot of people see those 3 teams kind of battling for those last 2 spots again.
That's exactly the way we've taught. I've told our kids that I think right now we're the 3rd best team in the district. Until we beat Union, until we beat Owasso, those guys got it. And not saying that I don't think we can beat those guys, but right now I think we're the 3rd best team in the district. and we got to go prove it this week. As Booker T, I'm sure, is feeling that they're that third spot.
Coach, thank you for your time. Look forward to hearing from you next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you.